And the cash games have actually got smaller, but there are more people playing. And of course then with the internet, obviously there's a lot of people playing on the internet. I've been a bit lazy about taking that up, but I probably will.
Yeah, 32 cards, hold them. The nuts, mathematically, is 10 jack suited. It's amazing, isn't it? That's the best hand, I mean, before the flop. Against aces.
Those two look really interested in what he's got to say. Do you remember those two guys in the Muppet Show up in the circle?
Guga raising again, 30,000 again with the king 10, a little better than 10 jack. Folded around again, and Shaw on the big blind. What's he saying?
Raise all in.
He said raise all in. He's not scared of the ace. Roy Brindley.
Says, I call.
Oh, so I'll just call first.
It's about 37,000 more to Tony G, who says I'm priced in. I call.
Well, there you go. It's first and fourth. That's the ace and the 3. Against second and third, the king and the 10. We're looking at a 57% favourite for the ace.
Hold it, hold it. There's been a ruling here. Tony G is saying Michael Shaw announced call before he announced raise, and that first verbal action is binding. He cannot raise once he has said the word call. And that ruling will stand, Roy Brindley.
Inexperienced. The guy's used to playing on net and clicking buttons, and this is what happens. It can cost you dear.
Flop coming now. This pot is 55,000, and Tony G getting a free flop before he has to commit his chips. You have to imagine that Michael Shaw is sticking them in no matter what.
I think it
Poor
was
Michael
3-4
Shaw.
or something.
But he's still best, Roy Brindley. Can he stick them in now?
Rests all in.
Now he says all in. This guy is going to, when he leaves this table, Roy, he's going to know the rules of hold'em backwards and forwards.
Well, that's the correct thing to do, isn't it? Just one scare card on the board for me. I fancy I'm winning. If you've not got a queen, I'm going to take my chances. I've already shown aggression. Good move.
Bet now 42,000, and G can't hack it, I wouldn't think.
No, he's just playing up for the cameras. He's just telling his opponent, you know, I've got a bit of a hand. I don't raise with nothing. You know, it's just a little bit of a mental game here, but he's never calling, not in a million years.
Look at his heart pound, 173. That is absolute anarchy.
You don't get a physique like his unless you're a healthy athlete.
G will give it a bit of a dwell up, but can't imagine he's going in. He's sure making Michael Shaw sweat, though. Shaw with the ace only can't be feeling comfortable, Roy. He turns him over, lays him down, and I believe Shaw showed him as well.
Too many chips.
Give the... No, he called!
Oh, my good God.
Tony G has called for 42,000, and Shaw now actually in a position to exact serious revenge on the G-ster. Unless a king or 10 hits the Turner River, Roy Brindley.
6 cards in the deck, a 24% chance he's going to find that 10 or king.
It's a king! Oh, Tony G has just put a stake! A stake through Michael Shaw's heart. Only an ace now will keep Michael Shaw in this tournament.
Ah.
No! Amazing stuff.
You're some dealer, I guess.
Give the money to Phil Shaw. I'll tell you what, he's from Philadelphia, and this match is looking like a little rocky. He's down, he's up, he's down, and now give him the money. 24 years old, and he's back in business.
Well, his heart monitor would have leaped off the scale there. Unbelievable turn of events.
What a crazy hand. One for the archives. Michael Shaw, best hand on the flop with the 2 deuces and the ace. Tony Guga hit the king and looked invincible. But the bullet on the river was a savior for Shaw, and he's still in this tournament. Aces and deuces, beating kings up only.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to playing against the two professionals, you know, just to see how really sharp their games are. You know, I mean, I only have a handful of knowledge, you know, poker-wise, but I really can't wait to, you know, gain some experience from this.
Roy Brindley, Tony G playing a very loose game here. He's really putting his chips in play.
Oh my word.
40,000.
Jeffrey Tice has put some chips in the pot. Watch the boys run away. Unless you've got a genuine hand, and there it is.
Donica O'D must be aware of how tight Jeff Tice is playing. The bet is 40,000. And Roy Brindley, is there any way that O'D could think to fold here?
Well, what do you do with the hand? What do you put your opponent on? If you put him on ace-king, you know if you raise up, he's going to call. If you called a pair of nines and the flop comes with an overcard, which is probably going to do, a 10-jack, queen, king, you're not going to like it. So, well, there's the move of a champion. You just call with a pair of nines, apparently.
Donica O'D not wanting to commit everything, but at the same time, Roy doesn't want to fold them either. And Shaw's got some power there with the king-queen. This could be a big pot. If he calls here, this will start inching towards the largest pot of the night, and it's anybody's up for grabs. And Roy Brindley, if Michael Shaw does call here and win, Donica O'D is going to feel sick for not protecting his hand.
Well, that was a good and correct pass. There's two people to get through. One of them's probably got ace-king, ace-queen. We know they haven't, but you've got to think these things when you're playing.
Suited connectors for Tony G. He might want to peel off a flop as well.
Well, when he calls an all-in with a king-10 like he just did, anything's possible.
So we are head up. Donica O'D did not try and protect his hand, and it could have bit him like a snake. But as it is, we'll see the flop with O'D leading.
What price this one's checked all the way down.
And look at that perfect flop for Jeffrey Tice. Reno, Nevada has hit the jackpot. And Roy Brindley, do you think they're all going in?
The guy's lame in the head. You know, you flop a set, so you stick all your chips in trying to get the guy to fold. Are you mad?
Can Donica O'D suss this out, Roy Brindley?
I'll tell you what.
Has he been watching?
I'll tell you what, the move is so bad, okay, that it's brilliant, because Donica thinks, well, why do you want to go all in? You can't be that heavily involved. If you had a monster, you wouldn't ship them all in. This is actually so bizarre. It's amazing.
O'D with a very tough decision. That flop, not a bad one for 2 nines, especially when you're thinking your opponent may have ace and a picture.
He will remember when Jeffrey Tice flopped the nuts and come out firing. He will recall that situation.
One of OD's strengths, of course, his ability to lay down hands. We'll see if he brings it to bear right now. If he does call, it could be the tournament for him. It'll likely be the end.
Jeffrey Tice so far has done everything wrong in tournament poker, and yet he has all the chips. And yet again, he flops the crown jewels and he sticks his chips in. It's so bad, it's unbelievable. And because it's unbelievable, people will call because they do not believe you.
Tice sitting there like a Cheshire cat. Donica's going all in. He's going to hate this. He is not going to like it at all. 3 4s are an absolute powerhouse. And Roy Brindley, we are about to see OD hit the doors unless a 9 hits the board.
Yeah, he's down to 2 outs now. Give me a 9. It's about an 8.5 to 1, 8.5%, which ain't very good.
You can see it written on Donica's face. Not happy at all with the way he played this hand. And now he realizes he's down to slim and none, and neither are home. No.
That's an overkill.
Donica says, I guess it's not my night. 4 4s, every one in the deck, and the river card does not matter a bit. Jeffrey Tice sending Donica O'Day, putting paid to the Poker Million champion.
Bruised and bemused. Where the hell did that come from?
Tice didn't care who he was up against. The 2 4s in his hand. First match the 4 on board, and then the 4 on the turn, and 4 of a kind. That's the highest hand we've seen in the tournament, and that's going to beat 2 pairs.